Everyone, and welcome to our first week in environmental science. This week is going to be different from the rest because we have two modules that we're going to be working through. The first one is really like an introductory module that's called the week 0 module. And if you go to the first page, you'll see 4 learning objectives for the week 0 module. Basically, I'm wanting you to get to know the course syllabus and the course structure, and you're going to integrate that knowledge and understanding into a work plan for the semester. I want you to identify anything in the syllabus or course structure that you don't understand and give you an opportunity to ask me questions about it. I want you to locate student support and laboratory information in the course Canvas shell. And then we're going to get a chance to get to know each other a little bit using some of the Canvas tools. So if you can use these next buttons to proceed through each component of this module. So here's some information about course navigation. This is a link to a video I made to show you how to move around the course and really maximize your experience in Canvas. Here's some information about editing your account. So there's some really important information and settings in your Canvas account. I'm going to ask you to upload a picture of yourself or something that you think represents yourself so that we have something to look at when we hear from you in the course discussions. So here's some information about that. There's also some information here about updating your settings in Canvas. I think that's really important for the notifications. You can set it so that you get notified every time an announcement is posted, every time I send you a message in the grade book. Otherwise, it can be really easy to miss those important communications. On the next tab, here's some information about the different ways we will be communicating and interacting with each other. We're going to have weekly discussions. I'm always going to make a video like this and post it in the initial announcement so you have sort of an overview of the week. I'm always going to spend a lot of time giving you feedback in the grade book. Here's 2 links with information about how to make sure you're accessing that feedback. I'm always going to have announcements posted for you with overviews of the week and possibly reminders as well. My office hours are a great time to communicate with me. We can do that by Zoom, by phone, in person. It's a great opportunity to ask questions that maybe would take too long to type out into an email. But the Canvas inbox and email are also great ways to communicate with me. And these are just some ways that I'm hoping you guys can also form relationships with each other. The next component of the week 0 module is all about our laboratories. So this is a 4-unit lab course. You are going to have some supplies for these labs. Here's a link to the supplies list. As I mentioned in the welcome letter, there are free lab kits available for you at the COS bookstore. Here's a video, a safety video I want you to watch, links to MDS sheets from the COS Safety Committee's website. And then here is a waiver that I need you to download and fill out. You're going to attach that waiver and send it to me in a message this week. Here's some tips about moving through the different components of our course and just some general tips about successful learning strategies. This part of the week 0 module has some technology support. Hopefully, if you do get stuck with technology, check out the resources there. And then finally, here's a page with some information about student support resources at COS. The last component of the week 0 module is this discussion where we're going to write our bucket list. So we're going to tell the class 5 things that we would like to accomplish in our lives. Please post your bucket list here by Thursday this week, and then check back later in the week and respond to some of your peers. So there's information here about how to make that post, and then there's also some specific information about how your posts will be graded. Okay, finally, in the week 0 module, there's this making contact assignment. I'm asking you to send me a message via the Canvas inbox so that way we'll know that you can do that. And I'm asking you to write a statement saying that you understand our course syllabus or that you have questions about it. And this is a great opportunity for you to ask those questions. I'll respond to you and try to clarify. I'm also asking you to write me a work plan. So I want to know how you plan to spend 12 to 15 hours per week completing all of the assignments and moving through the content of our course. So I want to see a work plan that shows me that you understand how the content is arranged in Canvas and you understand what assignments you're going to have each week. So make sure you spend a lot of time looking at the syllabus, looking at the week 0 module, looking at subsequent modules before you write that work plan. And then finally, I'm asking you to attach your waiver, your liability waiver that was on the laboratory page. Okay, as I said, there's also a week 1 module, and this is unusual that we have 2 modules, but I wanted to get through all that introductory info and then also start covering a little bit of content from our textbook. So I'm asking you to focus on pages 3 through 14 in our textbook. Here are some learning objectives that I want you to focus on as you move through that content. Here's a list of terms that I want you to know. Take a look at this list. If you don't know any of these terms, I recommend that you make flashcards. And then finally, the remaining tabs just have some explanations and links and videos and other resources to help you dive into that content from chapter 1 in our textbook. So the next component of the week 1 module is our laboratory. And the laboratory is explained on this page. So this is another tabbed page. So we've got background information here. This is going to be a lab where we're looking at the impacts of increasing the salt concentration on seed germination. So here's some relevant background information. Here's your protocol. You are going to need some supplies to complete this week's lab. So there's the materials list, and then here's the instructions for making different saltwater solutions. You are going to bathe paper towels in these different solutions, and then you're going to wrap some seeds up in those paper towels and germinate them. You're going to record the germination over 6 days, and you're also going to measure the length of the root that comes out of those seeds over 6 days. I want to be really clear that you only need to get this started this week. So you only need to get it started. Next week, you're going to graph the data that you collect. So the data all need to be collected. The 6 days of data all need to be collected by the end of week 2. But by the end of week 1, you just need to get the seeds in the bags germinating. You need to get all the data recorded by the end of week 2. You're also going to answer these questions on the last tab. So this is where you'll turn things in. And here's the information about what I'm looking for here. It's the answers to those questions that we just looked at, and then a digital photograph of your experimental setup. So that's going to be those seeds germinating in plastic bags. So you'll upload this, turn it in. It's due by Saturday, and make sure you continue to collect the data because that's something you're going to graph in next week's lab. Every week, you will also have a practice quiz and a graded quiz. So this is over the material on pages 3 through 14 in our textbook. This is a practice quiz. It's not worth any points. You can take it up to 5 times. This is really to help you get to know what information you need to work on and study before you take the graded quiz. This quiz is timed. You're going to have 15 minutes and it's worth 10 points. So you can use your textbook, you can use notes while you take these quizzes, but I definitely recommend that you are prepared because you don't have a ton of time. You don't want to be really like looking around and learning the material as you take the quiz. I think it would be wise to spend a lot of time with the material, definitely take the practice quiz, and then attempt this 10-point quiz. So that is it for this week. It's kind of a big week because you have everything in the week 0 module, and then you also have the week 1 module. Please reach out if you're confused or if you need any assistance. Have a great week.